Welcome back to another Gigguk reaction video, and this is going to be Spring Anime 2026. Now, I always check out these videos because I'm watching quite a few anime airing right now this season, and this gives me a good opportunity to talk about them. So I'm going to be pausing a lot to talk about my thoughts on everything that he's going to be talking about as well. So also, I'm going to be linking the original video down in the description, so make sure to go and check it out. But yeah, let's go into this one right now.
Sorry, I got new merch. It's available at Dominar.shop.
Okay,
Links
nice.
in the description. And now,
Ban
my
merch.
coveted intro about the new anime season where I complain about there being too many shows. Oh my god, there's too many bloody shows! Ah!
Classic. It's a bit loud, isn't it? Ah, Drops of God. Holy. You got this. Holy.
Drops of God, an anime about
I'll just have a
expert
sip.
sommelier wine lovers. And to everyone who says that's just alcoholics written in cursive.
Yes. Correct.
Jacob's Creek Chardonnay 1991. Drink, drink, drink.
When I first read the manga of this, I had no interest in wine, but I don't know. Something about the concept of having a Japanese king of wine who died and will leave his one treasure of his
King
vast
of
wine
wine.
collection to the one person that can go out into the world and find the singular best bottle of wine that may or may not exist appealed to. Oh my god, it's fucking Wine Piece.
The
Wine Piece.
Real.
So I think I've heard about the manga of Drops of God, and correct me if I'm wrong, I may have some conflicting information, or maybe I'm misremembering, but I think the manga has some kind of, I don't know if it's like full on BL or if it's kind of like implied, but I think it has some elements of that in it as well. And then I think there's a light novel, or not live action adaptation of it as well. And I believe there they kind of like changed the story to be just a girl boy love story between them, and I think some people were mad about that, but I think the live action is actually supposedly pretty good. I'm not too familiar with it, but I think it exists. But yeah, I did hear about the manga being pretty good, so I was interested in it, but the trailer didn't really sell me on it, so I didn't decide to watch it. Oh my god, that's a callback.
I tell you what, though, folks, that's bloody nice.
That's bloody lovely. Ooh, this is a show I was what?
Oh
I was
man,
looking
imagine
at-
waiting for a game to patch when you can play a game that's just come out instead. Like, didn't Neverness just release? Is that the
It did.
sponsor of today's video? Oh yes, that's
It
right, my
did.
fellow gacha gamers. The
Okay,
wait is
I'm gonna skip that, but I did play all of 1.0.
again to Neverness for sponsoring us today, and with that said, let's get back to spring anime. We got our usual boatload of sequels. Classroom of the Elite, Dr. Stone, The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten, and Iruma-kun are still going strong, even though I'm not caught up to these series just yet. ReZero is now apparently in one of the peak arcs of the entire series, according to light novel readers, and that makes me even more excited for this one, because I already enjoyed Season 3 immensely. I got reincarnated as a slime.
Ooh, two back-to-back bangers here, but ReZero, yeah, want to talk about it a tiny bit, but it's going hard. I don't have much else to say about it, apart from we're getting a lot of lore, which is my favorite part of ReZero, is getting just lore. Give me lore. I don't need action if there's a lot of lore, and so far, we are getting a lot of lore, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Slime.
It's into its 4th season now, and this time it's coming back with 5 whole cores. That's
Yep.
like 60 plus episodes, so I can't wait to see more of this.
Luke is going to use his laser pointer to point to account setup. Then a whole new no.
Yes.
Season 1 of Wistoria was a boatload.
That is actually such an accurate description of slime, and I love it. I love it for it. I love the meetings, obviously, right? That's what slime is. It's mainly about the politics, the world building, the meetings and stuff like that, and deciding the future of the city, how it's gonna be run, how the army is gonna work, how the economy is gonna work, what Mjolnir is gonna do with the economy, with the relations with the other countries, how Benimaru is going to manage the army, all of those things. I love it. How the dwarves are going to, do the plumbing, how they're going to build the houses, all of those things. Really, really cool stuff. I love that with slime. These upcoming arcs are gonna be insane as well, so I'm really excited for it. We're getting 2 consecutive cores, and then the other 3 cores are gonna be probably part 2 of the season, so there's gonna be a bit of a break, I'm guessing, in between them. But so far, really fun, really enjoying Slime Season 4. It's awesome.
load of fun, so I'm excited to see what season 2 has been cooking. We even got Ascendance of a Bookworm. If you're an isekai
This got
fan, you
recommended
are
a lot.
absolutely feasting with these sequels coming out, but of course, I've saved the best till last because we got the highly anticipated The Beginning After the End season 2. And
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
wrong player. And
Everyone
guys,
was
you
waiting
may
for
hate
this
me
one.
for saying this, but this looks like a genuine improvement. Look,
Oh.
there's actual movements. I think we've doubled the frame count now to 10. I'm just saying, if this improvement rate continues, by the time season 20 hits, Invincible season 4 might just have some crazy competition.
Yeah, that's a bar.
It's like, hey, everybody look at me. I'm 1 part robot and 3 parts asshole.
Akane Banashi's so goated.
Anime has this amazing power of getting you invested in niche activities you've never even
Yep.
heard of before.
Yep.
And I'm sure a bunch of new gen fans are about to discover Rakugo thanks
It's so
to
good.
Akane
It's
Banashi.
so good.
Now, if this is your first show about Rakugo and you don't know what it is, it's a traditional art of Japanese storytelling where a lone performer recites stories while sat down, using only minimal props and movements to
Yep.
convey the characters through
Yep.
subtle changes in their pitch, their tone, and
This manga runs in the same magazine as Jujutsu Kaisen.
it's yapping with aura.
True. Ryoiki Tenkai.
This is a Shonen Jump adaptation that turns Rakugo into a revenge
Yep.
plot with battles, tournament
Yep.
arcs, and
It's so
aura,
hype.
coming from the director whose latest works include Hat Atelier. Because directing one anime of the season contender wasn't
Actually didn't
enough.
know that. I did not know
This
that.
is one of the best examples of how anime can make a
Makes sense,
gripping,
though.
engaging story around an activity you have zero interest in. Because guys, remember, this isn't just yapping. It's yapping Japan.
The Sojak. Sensual. Oh. Yep.
Oh, he is an actual unique
Yep. Oh my goodness, we have some bangers back to back to back to back to back here. Yeah, Akane Banashi, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Every single episode I get so hyped up watching it. I don't know how they do it, but they did turn Rakugo into like a shonen anime. And it's so hyped, especially whenever a performance comes up, you're like, oh my goodness, you get so hyped up from watching it from different perspectives and stuff like that. And the way that they don't usually tell you the entire, like they don't show you the entire story, the entire performance, but the way that they tell it and the segments of the performance that they do show you hypes you up so much, and it gives you the gist of what the story is about. And it shows like the strengths of each of the performers and stuff, because you see different performers and each of them has like a different way of storytelling and stuff. So it hypes you up. Obviously, Akane being the main character, she's really cool as well. They had a full-on training arc. I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't want to like give any subtle spoilers for the show, but they had a full-on training arc that was so different from any kind of other training arc that I've seen, and it works so well, and it's so it makes so much sense as to why that would help out with Rakugo and stuff. And then seeing Akane actually use what she's learned in the training arc in her actual performance, oh, it's so good. I love Akane Banashi. Every single episode is just hype. This is also a banger.
concept. What if the powers of each season was given to 4 individuals, and these agents were the ones responsible for the changing of seasons around the world? Spring fucks off and Japan doesn't see cherry blossoms for a decade. Assassins are hired to try and murder the agents of winter. No idea about whose idea that was, and right from the very first episode, you feel the emotional weight this story tries to tell, which should come as no surprise coming from the creator of Violet Evergarden. And while Kyoto Animation isn't animating this one,
with-
Studio Wit is definitely a worthy successor with how beautiful these early episodes looked. Pair that with Kensuke Ushio
Kensuke
doing
Ushio,
Kensuke
yep,
Ushio
the goat.
things, and I definitely felt the emotions coming out watching these characters bawl their eyes out, finally being able to experience the beautiful
Especially
turning of
episode
spring
1. Episode
once
1 was
again.
incredible.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting here in Thailand like, oh shit, summer's finally here.
Oh.
Oh shit, winter's finally here. Oh shit, spring's finally here. Oh shit, autumn's finally here. There's always
Good
one
one.
show every season.
Oh my goodness, we just don't miss. Look at what's coming up. I want to talk about Harunoma or Agents of the 4 Seasons, I think it's called. Really good anime, especially dude, episode 1. Did I say episode 1 season 1 earlier? Hopefully I said episode 1 because that's what I meant. Episode 1 is such a emotional episode, and then kind of like I think turns the story in a bit of a different direction, but it's still really, really good. I'm really enjoying it. I really like some of the things that they're exploring, especially in the latest episode with some of the characters. And I think the character I think is really, really interesting. Right? They're exploring some pretty, like, very dark themes actually in it. Especially, as I said, the latest episode went a bit deeper into it. So yeah, it's really, really good. The OST is fantastic. The voice acting also is just insane. Like, the voice acting goes so hard in it. The characters are so well portrayed by the VAs, and the animation is fantastic as well. The story is also cooking so far, so I'm excited to see where it goes.
No is going to slip under everyone's radar, and this time it's the turn of
Not
Nippon
me, baby.
Sangoku. When I first saw the trailer of this, I thought this was going to be another historical anime, but no. In fact, it's set in the future.
Absolutely not.
Future where Japan has gone through a revolution, and the USA and China have both teamed up to overthrow Japan. The ruined Japan has been split up into 3 powers, and from the ashes we follow the rise of its new strategist, John Sangoku, a smart man lacking in motivation until his wife gets executed, head put in a box, and he decides to fight back against the murderers by spouting logic and philosophy. Blood literally looked at his wife killers in the eye and hit him with the yes, if you couldn't tell, this is Romance of the Three Kingdoms meets post-apocalyptic Japan in one of the most stylized, visually distinct series in the entire season. And if that wasn't enough of a reason to put this show on your radar, I heard some random Aussie bloke was doing the music for it too. Alright guys, recent studies have shown that the new generation is drinking
I think that's it, right? That's it for... Oh my goodness, another banger coming right here. Wow, that's also an incredible show, but Nippon Sangoku is... incredible. It's incredible. I saw the trailer for it, and the thing that piqued my interest initially was the art style is extremely unique, and it looks so good. And also the second thing is Kevin Penkin doing the music, right? I love Kevin Penkin's music. Made in Abyss has my favorite OST of all time. And now watching Nippon Sangoku, ooh, I think it might be my second favorite Kevin Penkin OST that I've heard. It's such a good OST. It's so good. But even apart from that, the animation is probably the most unique animation out of any anime. There's one anime that comes close to it, actually, and it's the one that he's talking about right now. We're gonna get to it in a second. But it's such unique animation and art style. I love it. And the story is really brutal. I really like the characters. The characters are actually really smart, and they feel very, like, human, right? Every character feels pretty flawed. Nobody's, like, really perfect, and I really like that. But also they're all, like, kind of goofy. So it creates this kind of, like, strange atmosphere where there's, like, a lot of tension, but also a lot of goofiness in it. It feels really cool, though. It feels really cool. Like, some of the scenes almost feel like JoJo scenes when you watch them, but then you see, like, some big political stuff happening and some, like, executions happen in front of you during those goofy scenes, and you're like, whoa! It's a really unique show, and I really appreciate that. But speaking of unique shows, look at this one.
Less alcohol. How do we get those sales numbers back up? Ooh, I got it. I got an answer. If you're gonna say cute girls drink alcohol, drink alcohol. I told you, that's too basic nowadays.
Nope.
We need to add something more to spice things up.
You don't.
Gay. Make him gay.
What a good
All right,
show.
drops of God. You may have the world's 12 finest wines. You may have your fancy sommeliers. You can decanter it from such a height, but what's the point unless you can watch some cute anime girls do the activity instead? And best of all, you got a dorm full of them.
Look
you all
at this
know what
art
that means
style,
in the
man.
world of anime. Gay girls. Guys, just because we have an all-female cast doesn't mean they're gay.
She's so dangerous. Kamina is so dangerous.
Come on, can you not tell?
That's it? That's it? Wait, let me pause. I misclicked it. That's it? Yeah, Kamina Botan is such an incredible show. It's so good. And speaking of, like, unique visual direction, unique animation, Kamina Botan is definitely up there. From what I've heard about it, it basically... I don't know if there's a new episode director for each episode, but definitely with every single episode, they are doing something different visually. Especially episode 3, I think, is the most unique one, where they completely changed the character design and the art style for the character designs and stuff, and they use that to tell the story. Episode 4 had a completely different direction visually, where they were focusing a lot more on, like, close-up shots, and you can tell the direction was just completely different. It was just really cool, and I think, as I said, visually speaking, it's such a fun show, because you can tell that people were just trying out different, like, their visual styles. They were having fun on it. They were trying to see, yo, how can we make this character more expressive with, like, their body movements and stuff without, you know, within the limitations that we have. Because obviously the animation, if you look at something like, let's say, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 or 3, where they are everyone's extremely animated, extremely expressive, but that's because you can also tell just how I don't like using the word budget, but like the production values were just so much higher. But with Kamina Botan, which is a lot of, like a very much smaller production, you can see the same amount of expressiveness done in a really creative way because they had to get creative to use the limited resources to make the characters as expressive as they are, and it's such a treat to watch. It's so cool, especially mixed in with the unique backgrounds, because the backgrounds look very, like, they had this grainy filter over the backgrounds, and then the characters, apart from episode 3, look very, like, the animation of the characters is very clean, and they stand out so much compared to the background. It's so good. I know I'm, like, going very technical on this entire thing, but I love that aspect of it. Also, obviously, the story is fun. The voice acting is really, really good. We have some big voice actor, Yoshino Aoyama, and I forgot the voice, but I think it's Nijika from Bocchi the Rock is one of the voices as well. And then there's other as well. But it's really good. I really, really like Kamina Botan. Every single episode is really fun. But also, I am doing a reaction to it, but it's sadly only on Patreon because it got blocked on YouTube. I was gonna do it on YouTube, but yeah, as I said, it got blocked. So unfortunately can't continue it here. But yeah, it's really good. I'm also watching this. It's really good. I really like Yomonotsugai.
Damn, what is this show? A new fantasy action from Studio Bones? Alright, now this looks like Bones at their prime. This is the type of show you drop everything to immediately... Oh, it's from the author of Fullmetal Alchemist? I mean, I guess I can wait a bit before I watch it. Demons of the Shadow Realm.
It's so good.
Of FMA author teaming up with Studio Bones in an anime that feels like it's walked straight out of prime late 2000s action fantasy show. I mean, just look at this. We are so back. There's our main character, Ryan, Hawkeye, there's Ed, Elric, Envy's here. Oh man, I can't wait for Troy Mustang to come over with his fire glass. I don't know what I'm talking about. By far the biggest draw for me though
yeah,
is,
you know what you're talking about.
Episode 1 if you want to go in blind, the setting.
I love that.
This is a historical Demon Slayer-ass fantasy setting?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the modern day with cars and helicopters. You've got demons who can gobble up people, and fighting spirits with superhuman strength. And, well, also, there's the secret technique that's been passed down the Armstrong line for generations! I'm an absolute sucker for settings that combine traditional fantasy power systems in the modern day. So
Agreed.
it turns out the secret to finally getting me to watch Fullmetal Alchemist was for it to not be Fullmetal Alchemist. Now every season I go through the spiel of highlighting the same 20...
I think that's it for Demons of the Shadow Realm. That's a banger of a show. Watching this as well, of course, on the channel because it is really good. It's really, really good. I'm really enjoying the setting of it, as he said. I'm not gonna go into the details in case you skip to this part, you want to avoid episode 1 spoilers, so I'm not gonna go into it, but I do love the entire setting of it. The mix of what they're doing there is really cool. I am really liking the characters. I think they're really, really fun. The animation is obviously really good. I love the powers in it so far. I wonder how much they're gonna do with those. And the story is really fun. I like how there is still an aspect of mystery of, you know, who are the bad guys? Are they the bad guys? But then why are they acting the way that they are if they're truly the bad guys? But also, if they aren't the bad guys, then what did they do? Why did they do all the horrible things that they did? There's a lot of mystery still going on, and we don't know anything about it yet. Or we're slowly getting pieces revealed to us, but also the more that they reveal to us, the more the mystery also grows, right? They reveal some things, but that makes it, you know, that gives us more questions about it as well, which is really cool. I really like that, especially in the latest 1 or 2 episodes. We've been getting a lot of that. So I'm really liking Demons of the Shadow Realm. I think it's really good, especially now that it's ramping up a lot, right? It's really good. So I am excited to see where it goes.
Copy-paste isekai shows that come out, and I get it. You're tired of seeing the same stories catering towards the most unrealistic self-insert power fantasies, so I think it's time we just focus on the original things going on in other genres. Like gals can't be kind to otaku.
I wanted to watch this.
This is a new romance comedy set in high school, and you see, unlike your typical unoriginal isekai protagonist, the main character here is actually a nerd who's a bit shy and socially anxious around girls, which, you know, is a concept we haven't really seen before in anime.
It's the same show again.
The popular gyarus in class, and I know what you're thinking. Dress up, darling. 2.5D seduction.
Yes.
Tomazaki-kun.
Yep.
Well, now hold on a second. The twist here, unlike those other shows, is that this gyaru is secretly a nerd. Yeah, I know, right? A popular girl that likes anime. So, despite being almost polar opposites, they get to bond with the main character through this niche hobby.
Polar opposites
and I mean,
mentioned.
I'm pretty sure the last time we saw a concept like this, the Zenin clan still existed. And then we got I Fell in Love with the Second
Crazy reference, by the way. A crazy spoiler. Anyways, yeah, that is one of the shows that I made a video of, like, before this season started airing, about like what will I be watching in this upcoming season, and I talked about the show, how I really like the character designs, so I'm kind of thinking about watching it, but only if people keep talking about it after the first few episodes. And I haven't really heard people talk about it, but I have seen that the rating for it, especially on my anime list, is actually really high. It's like 7.6, which for what I thought was going to be a pretty generic school romance is really high. So I think it's actually really good. I would guess that it's pretty good. But let me know, because it looks fun. I really like the character designs, but I'm not sure if it's good or not, but I was interested in it when I watched the trailer and read a synopsis of it.
Prettiest girl in class. It's a high school romance comedy.
Okay, okay.
Here is that the main character is a nerd, and that's combined with this idea that he's kind of shy, probably has some social anxiety.
Okay.
But it's okay because he gets noticed by one of the popular girls in class. Now, under any other circumstances, these two would be complete polar opposites, but the real hook is that this girl is also secretly a nerd in the exact same hobby as our main character.
What?
They also bond over. And I mean,
no
I
way.
Need to say anymore? I think the last time we saw a concept like this, the Zenin clan was still fighting. Don't forget the klutzy class president and the girl
that's
with
crazy.
the short skirts. It's a romance comedy, this time in high school, about two people who are complete polar opposites with a Gary-inspired design for the main character. Love that concept. The Zenin clan was just murdered the last time we saw that. Mistress Kanan is devilishly easy. It's a romance comedy starring the popular girl in class in high school of all places. Who this time is a devilish succubus type character with the classic design philosophy of my boobs enter the room a full second before I do, taking interest in a guy who is her complete polar opposite. Honestly,
wait, hold on.
I've seen anime where the popular girl in class goes for the normal guy. I mean, where is the Zenin clan now? It has been that long since we last saw that. I Want to End This Love Game takes an original twist to the romance.
Okay, that's crazy, by the way. The amount of Jujutsu Kaisen spoilers are crazy in this one. But yeah, I don't have any particularly strong opinions on any of those other shows that he's talking about here.
Genre by setting off the story of protagonists starting a new phase in their lives in high school. It's two characters who both like each other, but they don't realize they actually have feelings for one another, so they just drop subtle hints every day like
subtle?
And you know what? I get it. Sometimes you just gotta be upfront with your feelings and not leave any room for ambiguity. Even a replica can fall in love. Is a high school romance.
Actually, the previous one that he just talked about, I think that's the one that I was talking about in my video, I think, of what will I be watching. I think that's the one that's like very much reminded me of Kaguya-sama. And I think it's a manga adaptation anyway. I think it's kind of popular, like not super popular, but I think it was kind of hyped up from what I saw. I don't know if it's good or not, though.
Drama with some comedy in it. We've got Gambare Nakamura-kun. Now, this is a new high school.
This is apparently really good.
With romance aspects to it. We got a shy main character.
I heard good things about this.
But it also does capture this retro aesthetic that feels exactly like it came out of a time period where you look at a guy acting all nervous and flustered like this and go, "Why are you, mate? Gay? I mean, look at this guy." So anyway, this is a series about him trying to confess to another man. Curio Fan Club. Now, this is one of my favorite new comedies, and it just so happens to be about a romance in high school. This time we have two girls dealing with social anxiety.
That's insane.
キリオくんがおなら？神でもおならはしていいだろ。もしもキリオくんのおならが引くほど爆音だったら。
Jesus Christ.
And by that I mean anyone in society gets anxious when talking to them. There's even a romance comedy not set in high school.
No way. Doesn't
I'm not
exist.
sure about this one though. I'm all for anime pushing boundaries with their ideas, but this one might be a bit too experimental for my liking. Okay, now we're talking original. Reincarnation. Imagine you wake up one day and you're 10 years younger.
No way.
No, you've not de-aged. You've traveled back and woken up as your younger self. Well, that's exactly what happened to Haibara. Imagine everything you could achieve with the knowledge you have. You could rectify all your regrets, buy some Bitcoin, invest in Nvidia stocks, warn the world about COVID. The possibilities are endless. So then, my God, he decides to get with the popular girl in school in this new high school romance comedy.
I think that's the one with Kanon Tako voicing the main girl, right? That's about the only thing that I remember about it, if that is even the correct one. Ramparts of
Alright,
Ice.
somehow there's more new romance coming out than seemingly anything else,
Me and
so it can
me
be
and you
hard
are
to
polar
pick what
opposites.
to watch.
The
But
same
I
author.
did enjoy this one. Yes, it's another romance show in high school. But it does come from the author of one of my favorite romance anime of last season. You and I are polar opposites. And while this one is pretty much the polar opposite of that, one of the hallmarks that remains is that the author is able to craft insanely relatable moments through its characters, no matter their personality. So if I did have to pick a single romance show to watch this season, it would...
No,
Oh my
no,
God,
it's
they
not.
did it.
It's not Rent a
beautiful.
Girlfriend.
Absolute
Fuck off.
cinema.
Fuck off.
Rent a Girlfriend is here, baby. That's right. 15 million copies sold, 400 chapters in,
Nope.
and 9 years
You're not selling
still
me.
going strong. We're gonna outsell Naruto. We're gonna outlast One Piece. Look at this prime rating. Just when you think we can't get any lower, the series keeps proving me wrong. We're pushing boundaries with this one, baby. Anyway, let's see what's going on with the isekai this season.
What the fuck? What even is this?
Yep, as expected. Looks like the same old isekai to me. Okay, this feels like it could be an isekai. Is it an isekai? Yep, it's an isekai.
Yeah,
now
yeah,
this
it is an
seems more
isekai.
like your typical power fantasy. Look, they're so powerful, there is no way they could lose. They're so far ahead of the competition, they can't throw this. There's no way they can throw this.
Miss. Oh, classic. He's an
Rumiko
Arsenal
Takahashi is
fan.
still somehow active with a new show after all these
Rumiko
years.
Takahashi, yep.
With Ranma getting remade, and now this, we seem to have met her in a very Chinese time in her life. Ah, hell
Shut the fuck
yeah,
up, man.
another
Shut the
assassin.
fuck up. Mao. Mao is one thing that I did want to watch, or I was interested in. But I did see the trailer, and I was interested in it because it's a Rumiko Takahashi show. And even though I've never seen a Rumiko Takahashi show, I know of her legendary status, right? So I was like, you know what, this sounds like a fun one. But I saw the trailer and I read the synopsis and I was like, you know what, it doesn't fully appeal to me. So I'm gonna wait. And if people really talk about how good it is, then I might give it a shot later down the line. But so far, I haven't heard anything about it. I'm sure it's good though. It is, as I said, it is a Rumiko Takahashi show, so it can't be, I'm sure it's not bad. But yeah, I don't know. Marriage Toxin, also one that I was interested in, but decided to hold off on it for a bit.
Anime.
It looks fun though.
今日お前が話してんのを見てな悪いもんじゃねえのかなって思った
Oh, hell yeah, another romance anime. Yep, Bones is here with
Yep.
a double this season, and this one is right out of the Spy Family playbook with another assassin comedy, this time with a romance twist. See, you've got an assassin who's been forced to produce an heir, and he teams up with the world's biggest marriage
Have
swindler to
sex.
find him a suitable partner, and honestly, this was just solid fun with some great action and wacky comedy. But we already know how this is gonna go. She's gonna end up setting up with some ladies, he goes on some dates, but I mean, just look at her, man. He's eventually gonna fall in love with her, they'll have this will they, won't they between them, and then it'll end up with them having sweet, sweet babies, cause let's be real, King Arthur couldn't pull me out of this.
私男だし
Jesus Christ. Oh!
Well, I mean, boys, it's 2026. We gotta respect
Hey.
great bakers, cause remember, cake is cake even if it's banana flavored. Anyway, what's next?
What? What?
How fat are we talking? It's about that size.
Okay, that's
Wait, what? That's what happens in Marriage Toxin? That's crazy. Wait, maybe I do need to add it. Maybe that sounds like, that actually sounds so fun. Okay, let me know if it's good. I kind of want to watch it. He kind of sold me on it. Speaking of being sold on something, Neotori Fighters or Rooster Fighter, here we go.
Yes, we got Cockfighter, a new show about superpowered cockfighting massive cock using the mega ultra power of cock to save all
And it's by
cocks
Studio
around them
Sanzigen
in
as
this
well.
cock
That's why it
event
looks, the
where
CG looks so
everyone is
good.
relying on cock to save us all.
That's crazy.
Then we go from Cocks of the North Star inspired show to the actual Fist of the North Star remake.
Hakuto. Hakuto.
Say that again.
Hakuto.
Hakuto, Huck.
Hakuto. Hakuto.
Ah yes, one of the most legendary anime franchises of all time. Hawk Tuo no Ken.
Nope.
There's a new anime about opera school, which is the first time I've seen anime tackle that topic. Oh hey, a series...
No, that's it! That's crazy. That's crazy that he just skipped over one of my favorite shows this season, which is Scenes from Awajima or Awajima Hyake. It's so good. It's so good. Every single episode that I watch, but I would say the latest episode made me cry. I love that show. I love that show. And the reason why the latest episode didn't make me cry is because it was a really wholesome episode and made me really happy watching it. It was such a good one as well. But the animation is so unique, the direction is so unique, the voice acting is so good, and the themes that they touch upon are so emotional. It's such a good show. It's kind of like an episodic show. It does like episodes do kind of have not necessarily an overarching story, but they build upon the character that you've met in the previous episodes and stuff, and they use their stories to maybe expand on other things in the following episodes. But there's no like overarching big story. It's just that some characters, like it's just character stories and their backstories and their current stories and their situation that happened at some point. And eventually, like, you would see a character that you've met in a previous episode come into one of the stories as well. And it plays off really nicely of one another. So far, it's been an absolutely fantastic show and nobody talks about it. Unfortunately, but I've been enjoying it a lot. It's really good. I really like Hawajima Hyake. And then there's this crazy show, Girl Overdose. Yep.
Exploring what it's like being a fan of VTubers. Wonder what they will have to say. I'm conflicted about this one. On one hand, from a production standpoint, this is one of the most visually interesting with some of the most genuinely unique direction in the entire season.
That's exactly what I said. Yep.
Of the darker side of online influencers, which is a theme that is right up my alley. But on the other hand, damn. This has the subtlety of a Sawano drop.
Yeah,
this is
I
what
agree.
It's like following a cast of walking Google dockies. Like, I see the vision. It flip-flops between showing shades of being the perfect blue or lane of streaming, but sometimes it's just missing that nuance to make its messaging hit, and ends up reading more like some Facebook mom post about social media with the caption, "Images that make you think. Have you ever found your kid snorting his iPhone?" I'm gonna give this one a few more episodes, but I'm hoping it doesn't get even more in your face edgy, or it's actually gonna want to make me die. That was a joke, guys. It's a joke. I'm not being serious. There's nothing anime could ever show me that would actually make me consider
Oh,
dying.
he's building up towards something. He's building up towards something. Let me wait and talk about Girl Overdose first before he reveals what he's building up towards. Girl Overdose, I 100% agree with what he said. I talked about it in my reactions as well. In one episode, I remember talking about how I feel like there is a bit of a crossroads between this show and Oshinoko in some of the themes that it tackles. And I did talk about how I think the main difference between them is this one feels a lot more on the nose and kind of like absurd in the direction that it goes in, with portraying a lot of the themes that it wants to talk about. And I think that's exactly what he's talking about. It doesn't really have much of a subtlety to it, which is fair to say, right? You watch this show and you're like, okay, this is just so, like, it's talking about some extremely heavy themes, but it's really not very nuanced in the way that it's presenting them, right? So it kind of is really fun to watch, but it's kind of like loses a lot of the weight that it would carry otherwise. It kind of becomes a bit more absurd than not, which is fine, right? I'm enjoying the show. I am enjoying it. And especially the latest episodes, I think it's going in a really unique direction, but I'm not sure where exactly it's gonna go yet. But anyways, yeah, that's one thing. The other thing, I did talk about it in the latest episode, especially how the direction of it and the animation and stuff is some of the most creative animation and direction that I've seen this season, but there's a lot of really cool, visually stunning shows this season, so it's hard to compare, but this is such a creative show. I really like it from a visual standpoint a lot, right? But it does feel like it is lacking some of the subtlety that you might want from a story that is as heavy as this one is, right? And I also do think that that is done on purpose, I think, because I did see some of the creators, I don't know if it's the director or I don't know who it was, but someone talking, like part of the staff talking about how these teams are, you know, teams that we wanted to portray in this, like very heavy teams, and we didn't want to, like, we wanted to show them without censoring them too much, right? Even though some of it has to be censored for like TV stuff, right, because of TV rules and stuff, but they wanted to show it as much as possible, and I think that's kind of why it is as in your face, because they didn't want to make it more subtle. They wanted to be in your face, they wanted to be shown instead of being implied. But I do think sometimes because of that, because of the absurdity and because of the lack of nuance in it, it does lose some of the maybe I don't know, the compelling storytelling that it would otherwise have. But it's still fun. What's this?
Okay, actually, except just
What
in
the
time for
fuck?
the HBO remake, we got Harry Potter and the Black Anus. You know what?
What?
Sure, we can talk about this basically being the princess and the frog, except French kissing some cat's balls, but honestly, I was equally shocked to see a genuine, by the handbook, old school panty shot in the big 2-6.
Wow.
I saw this and flinched like a veteran watching war movies or a kid hearing 6-7. See, if you want to go down the edgy route, you gotta fully commit to not giving a shit.
Yep.
Like, how about a power system
Yep.
where you slit your throat to
Yep.
summon historical figures of the past, where power scalers can
This is
finally
so
settle
fun.
the debate of who would win in a battle royale between Albert Einstein, Isaac Newton, Pol Pot, and
Adolf Hitler.
yeah. It's Fate Stay Reich, Unlimited War
Yep.
Crimes. And then we have a new show called Ghost.
Yeah, it's basically Fate if they locked in and weren't cowards. It's so good. It's so fun. I'm just having a lot of fun with that show. Like all of the historic figures in it are so fun. Like the fact that they made Adolf into like this kind of like he was actually kind of chill in the show, the way that the fight went down. I'm not gonna go into it because it will be spoilers, but I'm actually surprised by how chill he was in the fight. But anyways, yeah, it's insane. I'm loving all of the absurdity of this show as well. Like all the powers of every single one of the heroic spirits is, or it's not a heroic spirit, it's a, I don't know what they call them, a great, whatever it is, a sinner, of all of the basically past figures are so fun, and the way that they kind of like correlate to the characters is really cool, right? It's just a lot of fun. And also I really like the visual identity of the show. It is, once again, talking about the visuals, I know I talk about it with every single show, but I really like how it is very heavily stylized, right? The animation isn't anything too insane, but because of how heavily it is stylized, it actually doesn't need to have insane animation because it looks just really good, in my opinion, right? I really like the way that it looks, and the characters are really cool as well. I really like the characters, and the story is, you know, it's fun. It's a fun story. It's building up some cool stuff with it as well. So yeah, there's like a lot of interesting stuff happening right now in the show. So it's a really fun show.
But from the guys behind Symphogear that has given us another music anime with more great animation and
It's
action.
Akifumi?
Finally, the 12 Symphogear fans can finally start recommending the show to
That's me.
the same 12 Symphogear fans. Aaron the South.
No. Okay, first of all, no Symphogear slander. That is one of the best shows ever. Period. No contention. Second of all, I didn't know it's made by Akifumi. It is? Wait, did he just finish Princess Orchestra and was like, okay, I got another one in me? Is it actually by Akifumi? I need to check that out. Okay, Ghost Concert. Okay, or is it just the music that's done by the same people that did Symphogear or something? Because I didn't hear okay, maybe it is. If it is by Akifumi, then damn, I'm surprised I didn't hear about it.
Southpaw. Here's an interesting one. The original creator himself has come out to personally say he funded a small portion of this anime, which
That's cool.
unsurprisingly has my respect. The mark of a true artist making a story about what it feels like getting into the world of art and the struggles of being a full-time artist. Let's see what this series has to say. Are you doing okay, bruv? Just last season, we had Freeren, sentenced to be a hero. Now we're getting more ReZero, Slime, and Mushoku Tensei is just around the corner.
Yup.
I don't think it's a reach to say that fantasy anime is going through a goddamn golden age right now.
Yup.
And yet, despite all of these heavyweights duking it out, somehow there is still space for one more juggernaut to enter the ring.
Hat Atelier. That's right.
Hat Atelier is a series that stands toe-to-toe with the best the genre has given us recently. But
Yep,
what sets it apart?
it's really good.
Freeren presents you with such an emotionally poignant tale that has the power to change you for the better. Dungeon Meshi builds a world that feels so alive and connected on such an intricate level, and while Witch Hat is no slouch in either of those, the aspect it stands on a class of its own is its approach to magic.
Yep.
Magic by design is not typically something we're meant to comprehend. We see its effects, we see the broad strokes, but for the most part, magic remains exactly that. Magical, some fantastical concept beyond our understanding. But what if it wasn't? Witch Hat presents us with a magic system that brings a sense of tangibility I've not seen before in fantasy anime. At its core, it's a system a child could understand.
It's really cool.
And they do. Crafting a system that's so beautifully simple to grasp, you could start inventing your own spells in this universe. Yet as the series goes on, you begin to realize how infinitely complex it is to fully master. Magic It's just another tool in this world. So what kind of world would evolve if the only thing stopping everyone from using it is the knowledge to do so? Every conflict, every character motivation, every beautiful and terrifying moment stems from these foundations. From the groundwork it lays, it tells a tale that will change the way you think about magic in a fantasy setting. Some of the production values of this just seem out of this world. You got
films.
this animation, you got the composer of the Souls franchise doing the music. But that's the thing, this is just the bar now for highly anticipated franchises like this. Jujutsu Kaisen, Frieren. It's kind of hard now for new series without this level of hype to creep up and rival this level of quality. But things might be about to change, because I've heard rumors there could be this one show, a new show that has seemingly come out of nowhere and has gotten the Japanese animation industry quaking. Some say that with the staff members behind it could eclipse some of the best work that Studio Mappa, Ufotable, and Kyoto Animation has been able to achieve in the industry. And guys, I was actually lucky enough to get a sneak peek that I can now share with all of you.
No. It's not Rent a Girlfriend. Oh my fucking god.
That's right, baby. 5 seasons strong. Rent a Girlfriend is back. We're here saving anime with this one.
The Wang piece is not real.
guys,
Thank fucking god. Okay. I'm not joining the Rent a Girlfriend agenda. Okay. I guess we have to talk about Rent a Girlfriend before going into Witch Hat. I actually didn't watch Rent a Girlfriend. I bought 5 or 4 volumes of the manga when I was like traveling at some point to like read them on the road. I read 1 volume. I was so angry that I couldn't even begin to open the 2nd volume ever. So I still have them on my bookshelf, and I just never opened them because I was so angry after 1 volume of it that I couldn't bring myself to to keep reading. Anyways, Witch Hat is incredible. Witch Hat is incredible. It's really, really good. It's one of my favorite things about Witch Hat is, well, I really like how kids actually act like kids. Kids are gonna make mistakes, and I really like that, right? As long as they learn from those mistakes, I definitely don't mind them making mistakes and stumbling until they learn otherwise. And so far, none of them have like repeated any mistakes. They've made mistakes, but none of them have repeated them, right? Which I think is very important. They seem to be learning from them, which is really cool. I really like that. Second of all, one thing that I like, obviously, magic. It's really cool how you get introduced to this magic system and you think, wow, this is really cool, but also it feels very limiting, right? It feels very so simple that you can't really, it doesn't seem like you can do that much. Like, you can tweak it a bit and stuff, which is really cool to use it for what you need. But apart from that, how can you make something like that would seem like almost impossible? And then you watch some of the later episodes and you're like, wow, you can do this with this simple magic system. You can do this. All of this can be done with just drawing a circle and some stuff in it. What? It's insane. It's insane. And I can't wait. We haven't really gotten any kind of explanation as to how you get to the point of making, you know, magic on such a grand scale that we've seen lately. But I'm so excited to find out, right? Because I can't even begin to imagine what you would need to do and to come up with this kind of spell or to do it. Yeah, you know, what would you need to draw to do it? So I can't wait to get more into that entire magic system of the world, because right now the magic is you draw a fire sigil and there's a fire that starts going up, or you draw a wind sigil and there's wind, or maybe you draw both of them simultaneously to create like a flamethrower or things like that, right? Which feel very intuitive, but then you see other things and you're like, how do you do that? What do you draw to get this? I'm avoiding saying exactly what it is because of spoilers. But you see some things and you're like, how do you do that? I want to know. I want to know how you do that. But it's really cool. I can't wait to get more and more and more into the entire magic system of it, because it's awesome. But yeah, great video. Wait, am I watching anything else this season that's currently airing? So we have Hat Atelier, we have ReZero. I'm going day by day of what I have to record. And then we have Petals of Reincarnation, Awajima Hyake, Slime. And then we have Yomi no Tsugai. We have Girl Overdose, Akane Banashi, Agents of the Four Seasons. I think that's it, right? I think that's it. I think so. I think that is all. Oh, and Nippon Sangoku. Yeah, and Nippon Sangoku. That's it. That's all that I'm watching currently. And Kamina Botan. Yeah, that's all that I'm watching currently. And he talked about all of them, and I talked about all of them. So I have nothing else to add. No other shows. I guess JoJo, but that was, you know, we all know what happened with JoJo Part 7, right? So let's wait until fall. Let's wait until fall for the Netflix to finally realize that they fucked up. So yeah, I guess for now, banger of a video. I'm gonna leave the link to it down in the description, and hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.